In this tutorial, I'm going to start building the design with colour. Here's the final line work of my original drawing. If I grab the timeline and drag it out here into the open, you can see that I've put everything on different layers. The hat, the head, the whiskers, everything is on a separate layer. For the head and the body, I've even created folders. Folders are great to keep your work organised. So everything's there. I'm going to delete the rough drawing now and just keep things simple. I'm also going to simplify my workspace and close down some of these windows because I don't really need them anymore. Really, all I need for now is the color window. So I'll call that up by going to Window, Color, and there it is. Now I'm going to start with the hat. A handy thing to do is to turn off all of your other layers and just see the layer that you're working on. So if you click this eye at the very top of the stack of layers, that turns all the layers off. And then click the specific one that you want to have back on. I'll choose my colour and now I'm ready to fill this shape. Make sure that the layer is selected. And oh yes, right, I forgot to unlock it. Whoops. Yes, please unlock said layer. Okay, now I can click to fill. You'll notice that I can fill this part of the hat, but I can't fill this area here because it isn't a closed area. The lines at the bottom don't join up. So you'll never be able to fill this area using the paint bucket. What I do is I have my stroke colour set to something very bright, and then I'll just roughly draw in a closing line using the pencil tool. Now I can go back to the bucket, fill the area, and then delete the red line. Just double click it and hit delete. I'm going to put this kind of goldy colour into this part of the hat. And now I'm finished with the hat, so I'm going to lock it back up and I'll move on to the head next. So I'm going to unlock that layer. Going back to the pencil tool, I'm just going to mark off this part of the face. Here I want a sort of pinky colour for his skin tone. That looks a bit too dark, so I'm going to drag the saturation down to make it lighter and tap it again. And yeah, that looks better. And this will actually work too if I drag the saturation way back up to the top. It looks like a very orangey colour, which might work really well for the beard. So I'm going to give that a go. That's grand. Now before I move on to the other parts, I'm going to switch to the brush tool just here. I'm going to choose a brush shape and a brush size, and then I'm just going to add some tufts of hair coming out of his ears. And there we go. Alright, I'll move through all the rest in the exact same manner, layer by layer. For the eyes, I'm going to paint in a white dot, just to give it a little bit of a spotlight. And I'll also go back to that paintbrush and I'll paint in some fluffy eyebrows. When it comes to painting his shirt, I'm going to create lines like this because I want to have blue and white stripes, and using the line tool here is actually very helpful. I'm just going to click and drag them to give a hint of roundness for his belly. And then I can just tap in the colours that I want to go in here. So it looks like it's coming together. In the next tutorial, I'm going to finish off the lower half of the body and see if I'm nearly ready to complete this pirate.